like to ask Andrew Haldane to stand by, and I now call Peter Burke.
Conference. I'd like to turn interest here because I'm an EU national and I'm also a GP, which puts me in one of the shortage occupations which would be eligible for a visa if I weren't Irish. But that's a serious problem. The shortage occupation list includes, for example, ballerinas, artists, architects, civil engineers, and so on. It's not flexible. It is a system that's enabled a number of people to come should they choose to, but it produces no incentives for them to do so. The motion calls for relaxation of the visa scheme, which I think is absolutely essential. At the moment, there's no plan to change that until next year. And so people like HGV drivers are excluded for reasons I don't understand. They're after a skilled profession. I mean, quite frankly, an HGV driver has far more lives in his or her hands at a given point in time than I do as a doctor. So it's very clear that there should be something done about this. Now, it seems to me that the current scheme is a deterrent to workers from EU countries to come. After all, there's a hell of a difference between being able to avail of free movement and come settle in the UK, bring your family, make this your home, and on the other hand, come on sufferance because at a given point in time, you are deemed to be needed. Don't forget that EU nationals have a choice of 31 countries to live in. Why would they come to the UK unless on equal terms with the others? That's quite simply not going to happen. Many of us predicting Project Fear, as it's been called, could foresee fruit and vegetables rotting in the fields, empty shelves and so on. We didn't foresee, I have to say, that the roads become less safe. Because this government, in its desperation to try and solve the problem of lack of HGV drivers, is now trying, and has talked repeatedly about liberalising the conditions under which people are recruited from the UK. So in other words, for example, less rigorous training, less rigorous testing, possibly no separate test for articulated lorry drivers. And let's face it, articulated lorry driving is a very, very special skill. And indeed also relaxing the rules on tachographs so that people are driving for longer hours and potentially tired. This will make the roads a less safe place. I don't think that's something that people voting for Brexit thought they were voting for. This is only a very small part of the devastation that's been caused by Brexit. And you could go on and on. Many of the other speakers have highlighted other issues. And we could talk all day about the damage that's been done to industry and commerce in this country. So what we're seeing at the moment is a slow motion car crash. Unfortunately, I don't see any other solution to this than relaxation of the rules of free movement, going back in the short term to allowing travel between this country and others, in the long term, rejoining. This party at the last two conferences committed itself to being a rejoin party. I think Labour has fallen asleep on the job. It is our turn to speak up for Europeans. Let's stand up for our principles and support the motion, please.
Thank you very much, Peter. Could I ask Marisha Ray to stand by?